hope that this turns on. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. We have a number of things we have to do this Shabbat. We're counting the Omer. What day are we of the Omer? 21, which is, and 0 days. Sydney's keeping count for me. Did you see how fast he got that? Thank you. We are also celebrating Israel Independence Day Shabbat, because that was this week. And that comes a few days after, always will come, a few days after Yom HaShoah, a week after Yom HaShoah. So we have Israel Memorial Day and Yom HaAtzmaut. And I have a little leftover thing that I wanted to share with you about Yom HaShoah. And this coming Sunday is Mother's Day. So I am going to be touching on all of those things during the service. And we have a special Yom HaAtzmaut Oneg Shabbat celebration for you. And before any of that happens, do you know everybody in the room? Everybody know everybody in the room? Make sure before the evening is up, you know everybody. That's your responsibility. It's your responsibility to make sure you know everybody. Most of you know each other. So make sure you know somebody that you didn't know by the time we're done today. Thank you for coming, because not everybody knows you. It gives us somebody to know. But when you find out, you'll realize you already know them. I'm just going to say. So we're gonna take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. Relax the shoulders. Try again. Let it out slowly. I'm going to stop the breathing instructions now, but I hope you keep breathing through the rest of the service. Nice, slow breathing. As I like to say, if you fall asleep during my service, it means I've done my job, because I'm supposed to get you to rest better on Shabbat. So hopefully we will have done that a little bit. We are going to turn to the service that I think speaks the best to the kinds of issues I already just mentioned. Things like Israel Independence Day, and remembering and taking action, and Yom HaShoah, and even Mother's Day. I think you're going to find all of that. So we turn to page 65 for service 2. I'm going to invite Tammy, Courtney, and Dr. David Safir to come up and do the blessings or Shabbat blessings for us. And I ask you all to please rise for the blessings. If it's comfortable for you to stand. If you need to stay seated, please do. Page 65.
As these candles give light to all who behold them, so may we give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You hallow us with your mitzvot and command us to kindle the lights of Shabbat. Let there be joy.
Let there be light.
Let there be peace.
Let there be Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Now we will continue with the Kiddush. Are we doing it in English or in Hebrew, Dr. David?
I was just going to say which bit. The people of Israel.
No, we're on pages
167.
167, the Glory Prayer Gafen, and then 166 on this line. Go ahead.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen.
Amen. Now the English to here.
Okay.
There you go.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You call us to holiness with the mitzvah of Shabbat, the sign of your love, a reminder of your creative work, and of our liberation from Egyptian bondage, our day of days. On Shabbat especially, we hearken to your call to serve you as a holy people. We praise you, O God, for the holiness of Shabbat.
Amen. L'chaim. Doesn't he make every prayer sound fancier? The Hebrew and the English? I know you can't help it, but I love your accent. That was wonderful. It was wonderful. You are welcome to be seated, but please say Shabbat Shalom to someone you came in with and someone you didn't come in with.
Falling over. These up like this.
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. Yeshkoch. We're going to continue responsively at the bottom of page 67. We've come together to strengthen our bonds with our people Israel. Like Jews of generations past, we celebrate the grandeur of creation. Like Jews of every age, we echo our people's ancient call for justice. We are Jews, but each of us is unique. We stand apart and alone with differing feelings and insights, and yet we're not entirely alone and separate, for we are children of one people and one heritage. Our celebration unites many separate souls into this. And we are one in search of life's meaning. All of us know despair and exaltation. All bear burdens. All have moments of weakness and times of strength. All sing songs of sorrow and love. May our celebration bring us strength along the way. In this circle of hope, in the presence of the sacred, may the heart come to know itself and its best, finding a fresh impulse to love the good. May our celebration lead us to work for the good, and may this Shabbat give strength to us and to our people Israel. Hinne ma tovu manaim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hinne ma tovu manaim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hinne ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hinne ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hinne ma tov u'manaim, shevet achim gam yachad. Many are the generations of Israel, and in every age we have sought the living God through Sabbath rest and worship. This time and place hold the power to increase our joy in the eternal. O God, even as we seek you in the sanctuary, help us to know that your glory fills all space. Make us understand that you are with us at all times if we but open our minds to you. We feel the presence of your Spirit in mountain, sea, and sky, and in the human form. We hear you in the silence of our own hearts, speaking the truths the heart knows. May we be your witness to the world, your messenger to all the earth. May we show forth your image within us, the divine spark that makes us human. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabba, be'alma divrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayed d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala, ba'agala, ba'uzman kariv, v'miru, amen. Yeheshme Rabba mevarach, le'alam ol'almei almaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpahar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yit'aleh, v'yithalal, shemeh dekudesha, brichu, leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damihiran be'alma, v'miru, amen. Barechu et Adonai, hamevorach, Baruch Adonai, Hamevorach le'olam va'ed. As day departs, as the dark of night descends, we lift our eyes to the heavens. In awe and wonder, our hearts cry out. Eternal God, how majestic is your name in all the earth. A vast universe, who can know it? What mind can fathom it? We look out to the endless suns and ask, what are we? What are our dreams and our hopes? What are we that you are mindful of us? What are we that you should care for us? And yet, within us abides a measure of your spirit. You are remote, but oh, how near, ordering the stars in the vast solitudes of the dark, yet whispering in our minds that you are closer than the air we breathe. For you have made us little less than divine, and crowned us with glory and honor. With love and awe we turn to you, and in the dark of the evening we seek the light of your presence. One and only God, you've made each of us unique and formed us to be united in one family of life. Be with us, Eternal One, as we seek to unite our lives with your power and your love. We proclaim now your oneness and our own hope for unity. We acclaim your creative power in the universe and in ourselves, the law that binds. And this is an Israeli melody. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Vahed. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Vahed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. You may be seated unless you'd like to help me with the Ve'ahavta today. Anybody want to come up and help? Thank you and thank you and thank you. Put this over this side. You got it? It's not there? You need it? I'll go grab it. You got it. You're good. Hold on. You can do it. Right from there. You see? I'll go get it while you start. You stand with her. She needs you. Go.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושננתם לבניך ודיברת בם
בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך
למען תשמרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם כראשים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם.
Would you lead us in English too, please?
You shall love your eternal God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your being. Set these words which I command you this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be symbols before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to your God. I am your eternal God. who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I am your eternal God.
In a world torn by violence and pain, thank you. A world waiting still to be redeemed, give us, O source of good, the courage to say, there is one God in heaven and on earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and your love. From Egypt, the house of bondage, we were delivered. At Sinai, amid peals of thunder, we bound ourselves to your purpose. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, we survived oppression and exile, time and again overcoming the forces that would have destroyed us. Our failings are many, our faults are great, yet it has been our glory to bear witness to our God and to keep alive in dark ages the vision of a world redeemed. May this vision never fade. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be at one and at peace. Then shall we sing with one accord, as Moses, Miriam, and Israel sang at the shores of the sea. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot osef eleh, nora tehilot osef eleh. V'ne'emar, and it has been said, the Eternal One delivered Jacob and redeemed us from the hand of one stronger than ourselves. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. We praise you, O God, Redeemer of Israel. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Eternal God, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up to find our hearts waiting to do your will. We praise you, Guardian of Israel, whose love gives light to all the world. God of Israel, may our worship on this day help us to grow in loyalty to our covenant with you and to the way of life it demands, the way of gentleness and justice, the path of truth and of peace. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam, oti le'olam. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et haaretz. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Please rise. I don't want to talk about the dry soil this week. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, v'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibur v'Hanora, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. Source of all being, we turn to you as did our people in ancient days. They beheld you in the heavens. They felt you in their hearts. They sought you in their lives. Now their quest is ours. Help us, O God, to celebrate the wonder of being. Give us the courage to search for truth. Teach us the path to a better life. So shall we, by our lives and our labors, bring nearer to realization the great hope inherited from ages past for a world transformed by liberty, justice, and peace. Your might, O God, is everlasting. You are the source of life and blessing. Help us to choose life for ourselves and our children. You are the support of the falling. Help us to lift up the fallen. You are the author of freedom. Help us to free the captive. You are our hope in death as in life. Help us to keep faith with those who sleep in the dust. Your might, O God, is everlasting. Help us to use our strength for good. You are Kadosh, holy. Your name is Kadosh, holy, and those who strive to be Kedoshim, holy, declare your glory day by day. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. We praise you, Eternal One, the Holy God. You may be seated. Stay. Come back. Here, see if I care. ישמחו ומלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת, קורא עונג שבת. ישמחו ומלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת, קורא עונג שבת. מקדשי, מקדשי שבי שבת, כולם יתענגו מטובך שבת. That's twice so far today. ישמחו ומלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת, קורא עונג שבת. והשביעי רצית בו וקידשתו שבת, חמדת ימים אותו קראת השבת. ישמחו ומלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת, קורא עונג שבת. זכר למעשה, למעשה וראשית שבת. זכר למעשה, למעשה וראשית שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת, קורא עונג שבת. God of Israel, may our worship on this Sabbath bring us near to all that is high and holy. May it bind the generations in bonds of love and sharing, and unite us with our people in common hope and faith. And through Sabbath rest and worship, may we learn to find fulfillment and joy in the vision of peace for all the world. You are with us in our prayer, in our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble and pain clouds the mind, We look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Eternal source of good, we give thanks for the numberless gifts and blessings that fill our days, for life itself and its endless variety, for all that sustains body and mind, for love and friendship, for the delights of the senses, and for the excellence of your Torah, which deepens our life and enriches our days. Teach us, God of wonders, to work for a just and compassionate society, where all may share your gifts in the joy of freedom. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country, that it may always be a stronghold of peace and its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within its borders, health and happiness within its homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship among all the inhabitants of all lands, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. We praise you, O God, the source of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamevarech et amo Yisrael, bashalom. We take a moment of silent prayer. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. עושה shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. We have a few things we need to do before we get to move on. One of them is count the Omer. What day did we say we are? 3 weeks, 21 days. Can you believe we've come that far already? Like Passover wasn't like yesterday, it's already 3 weeks ago. All right, the blessing we say. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat haomer. We're going to do it Sephardic way this time. Hayom 21 yom laomer shehem 3 shvuot ve'efes yamim. Today is 21 days for the Omer, which make 3 weeks and 0 days. The next thing we do is we turn to page. This is a little bit tricky. Our congregation has a tendency to say things after the fact more often than before the fact. When we observe a yortzeit, we usually wait till the end of the week. So I want to turn you to page 182, and I want you to ignore the preposition in the middle of this phrase. That's what I want you to do. 182. So pretend it's the Sabbath after Yom HaAtzmaut. And there's a reason for that. I'm going to give you a teeny tiny calendar lesson. What day was it that Israel was declared the modern state? What day was it? What day on the calendar? May 14th. And it was also, Hey ER. You're just always supposed to say, Hey ER. Say that. Hey ER. Hey is the 5th day of the month of ER. So on the secular calendar, it's the 14th of May, and this year on the 14th of May, we're doing a musical celebration that Hadassah is helping to make happen at the Montclair, 1 o'clock on Tuesday. But today just ended today, yesterday was supposed to be the day that we were celebrating, but today just ended Hey ER. And yesterday was the day we celebrated Israel Independence Day in Israel. Why did we celebrate it on the 4th of ER instead of the 5th of ER? We know how to count from Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet to Hey. We know how to get to 5. It's because it's Shabbat now. So let me tell you what they do in Israel. It's kind of I had always thought it was a very wonderfully powerful thing. It turns out that it's becoming almost too powerful. Well, let me explain what that means. We have, in America, Memorial Day at the end of May, and then we have American Independence Day in July, and they're separated from each other. And it means we get to have a day when we remember weeks before we get to have a day when we party and celebrate about independence. In Israel, where there is no family that hasn't been affected by some kind of a casualty, they have their Yom HaZikaron, their Memorial Day, the whole day just before when Yom HaAtzmaut begins. So the 4th of ER is usually Memorial Day, and it is an intensely sad day because everyone has been hurt. Every family has been hit by some kind of casualty, whether it's actual death losses or wounds that don't heal well or whatever it is, everyone has been touched. And so we are intensely sad for a whole day. And then as soon as that sadness ends, there's an over-the-top kind of joy that this year, for 71 years, we are now an independent country, and it is the most glorious thing. I don't know if you've been to Israel during Yom HaAtzmaut and the kind of parades and parties that go on. I have no idea. I remember when I was there, everybody had these patishim, these little plastic hammers with the, your bonkers. They used to, bonk, bonk, bonk. They made this squeaky noise when you hit each other in the head, and they had whistles on the other end. I have no idea why hitting each other in the head with a little plastic squeaky thing means that you're celebrating. But it was fun, and it was over-the-top joy. And so what happens is we don't let that over-the-top joy and the complete day of celebration in any way get conflicted with what happens in preparation for Shabbat. And so they make it the day before. So we bump Yom HaZikaron to the 3rd, and we bump Yom HaAtzmaut, Israel Independence Day, to the 4th, so that we had from last night until Shabbat to prep for Shabbat, and we get to separate those days. So if you're confused sometimes about why it's not on Hey ER, on the 5th of ER, then you'll understand that. We will also be celebrating Israel Independence Day, the secular version, on Tuesday. So we're kind of between. That's the preposition we may have to use here. The Sabbath between Yom HaAtzmaut and Israel Independence Day. We turn our thoughts to the land of Israel, cradle of our faith, a land hallowed by memory, a land of prophecy and sacred poems, where mystics and sages taught Torah. In all the ages of our history, and in all the places of our wandering, we've remembered it with love and longing, saying with the psalmist, we'll do this in English, okay? If I forget you, O Jerusalem, let my right hand wither, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth, if I do not remember you, if I do not set Jerusalem above my highest joy. And now, we are privileged to celebrate Israel's rebirth. We recall with gratitude the vision of its pioneers, the devotion of its builders, and the courage of its defenders. By the way, all 3 of those words are the names of different kinds of youth Zionist organizations, the Chalutzim and the Habonim and Hashomrim. All of those were different kinds of Zionist organizations, mostly youth Zionist organizations. In the desolate spaces of a never-forgotten homeland, they have built villages and towns, planted gardens, and established industries. We give thanks that out of the ashes of the death camps, there has arisen a land renewed, a haven where broken lives have been made whole again, an affirmation of our people's fidelity to its past and confidence in its future. They don't have, I don't know why, they didn't put a transliteration for this. So we're going to try to sing this in English for verse 1, and we're only doing the one verse, and then we'll do the chorus in Hebrew. If you don't know it, you can la-la with me and fake it. Your ancient trees all stand in silence, as though immersed in dream. Your fragrant breeze now comes to meet me, as light begins to gleam. My yearning heart has long remembered the sun that gilds your face. Jerusalem, how I have loved you, how we have been embraced. Yerushalayim shel zahav, v'shel nechoshet, v'shel or, halo lechol shiraich, ani chinor. Yerushalayim shel zahav, v'shel nechoshet, v'shel or, halo lechol shiraich, ani kinor, kinor. I tried. So do you know why it's called Jerusalem of Gold? Because of those bricks. The bricks that we have here, if we could see them in the sunset, or if we could see them in the sunrise. Sunrise, it's usually pink. That's the nechoshet, the copperish color we get. And if you can see it when the sun is going down, it is golden. The whole city looks golden because of this special rock. And I am grateful every day that we look not towards the east, but with our heart to the east as we look at this wall, and we remember where our heart is, in the heart of the country that is our homeland. I'm grateful all the time that we have this to look at. All right, so we did those 2 things. I had 2 sermons I was going to read to you, and I don't want to. I'm going to tell you the truth. Have you looked at what the Reform Movement put out this week? I'm going to give you a little taste of it for a second, but I don't feel like doing this. I wanted to do one other thing. Have you been to Israel? Tell me again who's been to Israel. So what was your favorite part of Israel? was your favorite part? What pops up in your mind that you remember? Blintzes. Yeah, blintzes. Blinchim. What? Falafel. It was dripping down. There was a falafel place that we would stop at on our way to Kibbutz Yahel, which is the first Reform kibbutz. And they had, you could have falafel with all kinds of different things in it, but they put French fries in the pita with your falafel. And it's not until this year that I found out why they do that, because it's a truck stop. And the truckers had to eat everything in one hand, and they wanted to have French fries, and they wanted their falafel, and so they would stick it all in one sandwich at one time, and it would still dribble down the front of your shirt. When I went down to Kibbutz Yahel, the driver of the truck, one person got volunteered to drive with the stuff, with all the suitcases, and I was the one who got volunteered. And I was in the cab with the driver, and in the front of the truck, and the driver was this old Yemenite guy. And let me tell you, it is kind of true what they say about the Yemenites. I don't know if you've ever heard. First of all, their Hebrew is better than anybody else's Hebrew, more authentic, magnificent Hebrew. But also, they used to brag, and I'm telling you, this guy, he was a truck driver. He wasn't necessarily the most educated person on the planet. They say that if you put a pin all the way through the Torah, which you would never do, of course, he could tell you what word it was going through on every single page. I mean, he knew the Torah inside and out like that. He and his family used to play these games. My family and I play a game that's a singing kind of a game, that if you pick a song, any song, "You Are My Sunshine," then I would try to think of a song that has like sunshine in it. And then you would think of a song that we do that with music, with songs. But this guy, he and his family used to play this game where they would try to come up with Torah verses, that whatever the last word was of the verse that he finished, that was the first word they had to use in the next. And they would do this for hours. I didn't get that far when I was playing with him. But that was a great ride. But anyway, food. We've got falafel. What else do you remember? What's something wonderful you remember about Israel?
Walking through the old city and seeing TV antennas.
Walking through the old city, and he doesn't mean Akko, and he doesn't mean Yaffo, he means Jerusalem. And seeing TV antennas. Now it would be satellite dishes, I guess. You probably were there last time I was. That is so strange, isn't it, to see the old and the new all at the same time? Walking on top of the old city and looking down. Touching the wall. Anybody touch the kotel? This is on Shabbat. So these are brand new baby stones, but the stones of the wall, the kotel, are like smooth, almost like glass. And there are birds that made nests up there that leave presents on your head when you try to walk away. At least they left a present on my head. We called it Holy Bleep. That they left a present on my head the first time I walked away. What else?
We spent Shabbat at Ramon Crater, and I led a yoga class that morning.
At the crater.
The crater over the sun was rising.
So in case you couldn't hear, they spent Shabbat at Ramon Crater, and she led a yoga class at the crater, on the ridge of the crater, as the sun was rising. Wow. First of all, wow that you could do yoga. Wow. And to do that at sunrise. So how many people got to see Masada at sunrise? Wow. That's a wow. Well, I didn't do the yoga, so I did the sunrise at Masada, and you did the yoga. We're even then. Wow. So it is a country that it is our heart. We need to go. We've got to plan this. I know I say this all the time. I can't wait. I can't wait to go. And what about, so the other thing we're going to talk about, Mother's Day. So the other thing that I was going to read to you, and I'll leave them here. You could take a look at it. It's on the Reform Judaism website. One of the thing about Israel Independence Day is 3 questions that are questions they want you, the way the world has changed because of Israel. So about Yom HaAtzmaut, what does it mean for Jews to have power? What does it mean to be Jewish in the Jewish state? And that is very complicated. As we were reading today, and we were doing most of the prayers in English, I remember how shocked most of the tourists were, when they went to HUC, the Reform Rabbinic School, and the whole service was in Hebrew. What? This is Reform. Why are you doing this in Hebrew? Because they're in Israel, and that was the language that people spoke in Israel. But what does it mean to be Jewish in the Jewish state? And it's not always easy to be Jewish in the Jewish state. And that is a surprising thing, something that hurts my heart. And how should Jewish communities outside the state of Israel relate to one another? Those were the three questions I was going to give you. And then we have a Mother's Day wish, an interview with my 97-year-old mother. And he interviews her about, for Mother's Day, this is Aaron Hurt Mannheimer interviews his mom, and she was a Holocaust survivor, and it was beautiful, it was magnificent, and it gives you hope as you continue on from this 97-year-old woman. Unfortunately, this week we also had sad news in Israel. Last week, on Shabbat, for all of Shabbat, 690 rockets were aimed at civilian targets in Israel. And somehow only 240 got intercepted by the Iron Dome this time. They think that the reason was they were shooting more at a time. They've managed to shoot more at a time and they couldn't get through. I was always taught you don't ever tell. No, it doesn't look like it does. And the graphics make it look like there's like this bubble that covers, but that's not what it is. The Iron Dome just means that if something is incoming, another missile hits it, and if there aren't enough missiles to hit. And there were 4 casualties this time. We had a 58-year-old man in Ashkelon. We had a worker in Ashkelon when a rocket hit his factory. A 67-year-old man, his car was hit by an anti-tank missile. And a 21-year-old who was killed. And there were also 2 other stabbing terrorist attacks in the middle of the country. And there's more news on that I'd rather not talk more about that now, because I pray that what comes soon is a day when peace, that we are not talking about casualties, where our 18 to 21-year-olds who are in the military are doing things like singing and swimming, and that's the kind of competitions that we do. You know, next week the Eurovision is in Israel, and that's the kind of things we should be doing. A number of the songs we did today were from Israeli song competitions, and I want it to stay like that. So that's what I'm going to leave you with today. I'm going to leave you with hope and love for the country that is my heart and our heart and our homeland. And we are blessed to have this country that we're living in right now and that country that is our homeland. Mr. President, would you tell them what else we are lucky to have? Yeah, I could go on and on about Israel, but I want everybody to get some rest on Shabbat too.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Tammy and David, for the blessings. This Saturday, tomorrow, May 11th, will be the Kiddush Shabbat, Kid as in K-I-D. Rabbi Jana will lead a singing, dancing, marching, boinging. No reading necessary. Great story. Happy Shabbat service, followed by challah and grape juice kiddush for the Shabbat. Hadassah Israel Independence Day event will be on Tuesday, May 14th, 1 to 2 p.m., Montclair Park. Hadassah invites you to a musical program with Songs of Israel, led by Rabbi Jana, Cantor Neal, and Bethany at Montclair Park. Regional Hadassah board members will also be updating on Hadassah News. The book club will have a discussion about Memento Park, a memoir by Mark Sarvis, Tuesday, May 14th, 7 to 8 p.m. Alexander Murov will come to the Torah as bar mitzvah on next Friday, 2 weeks, Friday, Saturday, the 24th and 25th of May. Please come. We can't wait.
Yes, we can wait. 2 weeks.
Flags for
Just
Jewish-
2 weeks. Just 2 weeks. We can wait that long.
Flags for the Jewish veterans at the cemetery. Please contact the office if you'd like to help us honor Jewish veterans buried at our cemeteries by making sure that each site has a flag. Schedule will be set in the next couple of weeks when we see the weather as we get closer to Memorial Day, which is Monday, May 27th. We hope to have all the flags in place prior to that. May 27th, the office will be closed for Memorial Day, and beginning Tuesday, May 28th through Labor Day, the office hours will be changed from 9 a.m. to noon, Monday through Friday. Confirmation, Shavua, Shabbat and CCAR service will be on Friday, June 7th, 6 to 7 p.m. There will be 2 Jewish Federation day camps this summer for 4 to 12-year-olds. Shalom Arch Camp will be July 15th to 19th at Agudath Achim, and Camp Kai will be Monday, July 22nd through Friday, August 2nd at B'nai Zion. Both camps will meet from 9 to 3. Donations were made to B'nai Zion in honor of and loving memory of Shelton Shelley Boren by Aaron Boren, and in loving memory of Mark Klein by Lori and Larry Avinsky and family. Thank you.
Thank you. And by the sisterhood in honor of Israel's birthday. Look how beautifully blue and white they are. All right, so if you are under the age of, 15-ish, come on up. Help me open the ark. Everybody else is turning to page 148. Did we do all the things I promised we were going to do? I hope so. Page 148. Please rise when the ark gets open. Go, 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 go. Faster, faster, faster. I know you were hungry already, right? Nope, we got to do this first. It's Torahs. I love to see the Torahs. Ready? Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. And on the facing page, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד Ushimo, Ushimo, Ushimo Echad. When the ark is closed, you may be seated. Nice job. You may be seated. I am sad to tell you that in addition to those 4 people we lost in those attacks in Israel, we've lost an American officer. Specialist Miguel L. Holmes was 22 years old from Hinesville, Georgia. And that makes, I'm sad to say, our total of deaths in the military 14 now. And we've already lost. Oh, yeah, I'll do that. I do that every time now, don't I? That's because all those other things. Thank you. We lost 40 police officers this year. We've lost 5 canine officers, and we've lost 15 firefighters. We pray that their memories are a blessing and that their families are consoled. And when we think about all those who lost their lives, we also think about those who survived. So I ask you to first turn to the inside back cover of your prayer book as our hearts and our prayers turn to those who are recuperating or ill and in need of our prayers, all those people who suffered losses from the tornadoes this week, the people who are recuperating still from the attack on the synagogue in California last week. And I invite you to call out names for anyone for whom you would like us to be saying healing prayers. For all these names, for the names we choose to hold in our hearts and not say out loud, we pray together. Oh God, in our hearts we name those who are facing illness and pain. We join our prayers with the prayers of all who love them. Give them renewed comfort and courage. Strengthen in them the healing powers you have placed within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. May the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and to their dear ones. May they find even greater strength because our prayers are linked to theirs. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei Cholim. We praise you, eternal God, the source of healing. And I had marked. We continue on page 150. That's 3. I hope I don't forget anything else. I gave myself 3 mistakes tonight. Those were all 3. Thank you for your patience. 151. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, let us meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. I would like to share this reading from the New Reform Prayer Book. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I have known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die. People do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. On page 153, however brief may be our time on earth, O God, you endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. We now recall the loved ones whom death has taken from us, and we remember, including those 4, we remember Lori Gilbert Kay, who died last week in the shooting in Poway, California. We remember congregants' parents who died within the past year. We remember Clifford Bear, Joe Bat II, and Peter Haas. And I forgot to include that Jennifer Boyder's father-in-law passed away this week. John Boyder passed away at the service, I believe, is tomorrow. As we remember those who died at this season in years past, we take them into our hearts with our own. Those for whom we're observing yahrzeits this week include Rose Offertig, Edith Benson, Shelley Boren, Eve Greenberg, Carolyn Hirsch, Marion Louise Hirsch, Erwin M. Joseph, Paul Lowenthal, Lucille Michel, Floyd D. Roos, Reuben Schultz, Jack Schuster, Aaron Simon, Ruth Simon, and Sidney Willer. In this moment of memory, our griefs and sympathies are mingled. Loving God, we rise as together we praise your name. The Mourner's Kaddish is found on page 154. The translation is on 155. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabba, be'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv, v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabba mevarach la'alam olamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudsha b'richu, la'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen. I'm going to ask you to stay standing for a minute as we sing Hatikvah as our closing song. I'm sorry that your book does not have the words. What does Hatikvah mean? The hope. 2,000-year-old hope. And here we are, 71 years later. Kol od balevav panima nefesh Yehudi homiya ulefate mizrach kadima ayin litzion tzofia od lo avda tikvatenu hatikva bat shnot alpayim להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. I am going to ask those of you who are under the age of 13 to come up and say this blessing, so that everybody can eat. If you want to sit, you can sit, but we are going to be standing up again in a second. So it's up to you, if your knees can handle all that up and down. Ready?
I guess the only one.
So far?
Okay.
And me. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for delicious bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'tei avon. You get that? I get this. Thank you. You're not under 13. She gets to share. It is a blessing to be here together for all of the joyous things, all of the sad things. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Last week, the country called upon us to have a solidarity Shabbat, and I think we had the smallest turnout that we've had all year, for as long as I can remember, actually. And I'm so glad to see you back. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you. May God protect you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May the light of God's face shine upon you, be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face be lifted up to you, because like I do, God has a lot that God looks up to you about. May God grant you peace. Shabbat shalom.